Hey, 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 we're back, and we are doing the Jackpot dumpster again. You can see they've just thrown out a whole bunch of more of these cell phone cases. Now, before everybody gets all wound up, these are cases for BlackBerry, old Blackberries and old S3s and S4s in here. Most of these are, and I came here yesterday to see if this thing had some stuff in it, and it did. And it's been raining basically for 3 days, so all this stuff is soaked. 1, 2, it's not sellable. I looked it up. Like if I grab you know, like a whole bunch of these things and try to sell them in lots of like 25 or 50 or something like that, what I'd get for them. And I think the best I would do is about 30 bucks for a lot of about 30 of them, so I'd get about $1 a piece. And so after I'd pull them all out of here and box them up and photograph them and sell them and pay eBay fees and pay PayPal fees and everything else, I'd make about 10 bucks. And that, you know, $10, $20 depending, and that doesn't include all the time it takes to do that, and I'm not interested in it for, you know, doing all that work for nothing. But what I am interested in is all this. So there's a bunch of these things in here. I have a feeling that there's a lot right in here that's kind of buried under one layer. I'm going to try to get to as much as I can, but this is some kind of European adapter deal. I don't know what it is, but there's quite a bit of them down here, and I have no confidence in them working. One, they've been rained on, and secondly, almost everything I've pulled out of this dumpster hasn't worked. That's been any kind of loose wire. So I know that there's comments from people about how, like, you know, I should do this and I should do that. And man, I gotta tell you, I would love to, and I would do it if I could. It's not possible. It's just not. There's no value in this stuff. There's no real value in it. It's just how it is. Now, you know, if I held 20 different things up and I said, you know, this doesn't have any value, and somebody goes and digs one out on eBay that says, oh, here's one that sold for $6. Well, that's great. And $6 on eBay doesn't mean $6 in my pocket when you're talking about, you know, free shipping on things. So it's one of these things where there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many things you can do before it gets to the point where you just can't do it anymore. So that's how that goes. That's the best explanation I can give. I know there's people that could probably figure this out and make a whole bunch, you know, they think they're making a bunch of money, or they got a way to sell them. I don't. So that's how it's gonna go. Anyway, so that's that. So just recently I put up a video where I'm gonna do a giveaway, and I hope you guys check that out and keep an eye on it for when the box fills up. We'll do a, you know, giveaway for commenters. I don't care if you're a subscriber or not, but we'll do a giveaway for commenters, and hopefully you can win a box of that stuff. I'll put a link to it below so you can check it out real quick if you want to get an idea what's in there. And you're gonna have your shot at winning if you want to try it out. So I welcome you to do it. Like I said, I don't care if you're a I don't care if you're a subscriber or not. Just find so much of that kind of stuff that it's hard from, you know, that isn't really sellable on eBay, but it still has some value. And I don't need it. So it gets to the point of like, what am I gonna do with it, you know? What am I getting into now? Oh, little Android cables. See, there's more of those down here. Yep. That's, I think there's a bunch of wire underneath this top layer of cell phone cases. So you can see it does not take long to fill up a tub of wire when you're just grabbing handfuls of wire. My hands are already freezing. So this is all wet, and it's about 40 degrees out here with a nice 15-mile-an-hour wind to my back and misting out right now. That's why I'm doing this side, because I don't think I can keep the camera lens dry if I was over on that side with the mist and the rains coming this way. So I can feel my back getting wet, but it's keeping the camera dry. So there's some shot at showing you guys some of this stuff. I don't even know what these cases are for. These are like some kind of silicone case. They're just tiny. There's one, there's a couple more. So what I end up doing with these things is I've got no way to test this kind of outlet. So what happens, I just chop these off here. Sometimes I'll pull the brass out, sometimes I won't. Usually the plug ends are brass. And chop that end off, and this goes into drop cord, like power cords, things like that. I get 40 to 50 cents a pound depending on pricing. And then this thing I get, I think I get 10 cents a pound or 5 cents a pound for the adapter side. And I just kind of set them in the garage and start chopping away. Grab a pop, and hopefully the kids will help me out once in a while, and start lopping the wire ends off of them, and it all adds up. Just handfuls of it in here. My glove is already soaked. My fingers are freezing already. And complaining about that, I mean, I love getting this wire and stuff out, but I'm gonna have to stop at some point and go warm my hands up. My finger where my hole is in my glove is already getting a little numb. What are these things? Get carried away. Day to night for cell phones and cameras. Some kind of little camera case with like a tassel and a little purse string on it. Huh. Nothing more down here. More of these rubber cases that don't even say what they're for. Made in China. Surprise, surprise. Oh, there you go. For an Inspire 4G. Handful. Oh, two, that's right. It's interesting. I don't know if this is interesting. Over on that side, when I stopped in here yesterday, I was kind of digging through this top layer just a little bit. There is those Wii cords over there that are bagged up in a different brand. I'll try to find some and show you when I do that side of the dumpster. Those work, and I had a handful of them, and I brought them over to the gaming place around here, and the guy ended up buying them from me for, I think it was $3.50 a piece. It was, I think it was $4 a piece if I wanted store credit, or it was $2.50 if I wanted cash. I think that's what it ended up being. And he tested one and they worked, and so then he just bought them all. So that was good. So I think there's some more over there that I'm gonna grab and turn in that way. So, you know, where I can get the better value, of course I'm gonna do that. Oh man, there's just a mess of those things right there. Look at that. Just a mess of these Android, not Android, I thought these were Android cables. There's something a little different. I've had a pile of those before out of here. Excuse me. I didn't see, when I dug through this a little bit, I did not see any wire down here that I could get to anyway. Just tons of cell phone cases. What are these things? Ultra clear HD screen protectors. Huh, I never saw any of those in there before. For a Blue Life 1L120. I'll have to look those up before I go. But just BlackBerry Z10s. Some little tiny cables down here. Grab them. See if I can find those. They're right in here somewhere. Thought they were right here. Maybe they were down here a little further. Oh, there's some big old wire. Cool. Well, I'll pull over here too. Here they are. There we go. These guys. Took them as they took them in. So I'm keeping those guys separate as I find them. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one, another one, another one. So there's a good pile of them over here, but that's the water coming off my gloves. So I'm gonna go warm up. I'm gonna end the video now, but hang on. If I find something cool, I'll flip it back on, and when I get home, I'll kind of show you how we filled up the tubs and let you guys check out what's in there. So hang with me. I'll be back in a few minutes. So we're back home and we got what we got out of there. I think I got the most that I could reasonably get out of there. It started to get a little ticky-tacky with some of this really tiny stuff, but we filled my biggest tote. I think that's a 32 gallon. So that thing's full. Kind of a smaller gray one that's full right there. That thing's probably 25 pounds. This is probably closer to 40 in here. So we got the two totes full, and then these Wii cables. There ended up being a total of 42 of them in there. So that'll be, you know, somewhere around $100. I'll show that to you now. And I'm trying to remember, now that I started to talk about it, when I brought him in last time, there was two different kinds of cables, and one they couldn't buy, but I think this is the one that they buy. Anyway, you just found out, and I'll know in a little bit. So we'll hope that worked out okay. But So this is a total of 19 tubs of wire that's come out of that dumpster now over the past, I think, month now or so. So it's been really good, and this is a nice bonus here too. So I got some work to do. Thanks for watching my videos. We'll see you guys again soon, okay?